In 1972, a simple game changed history. It had no storyline, no characters, just two paddles and a bouncing ball. It was called Pong. The first arcade game ever. It all started with a single game in a random hangout for computer geeks in California. Here's the inventor, Nolan Bushnell.
We used this. It was called Andy Capp's Tavern at the time. One, because I knew the owner. Two, because we had already placed computer space in here, and this was kind of a mecca for not the suits part of Silicon Valley, but the techie parts of Silicon Valley. And computer space earned a lot of money in that environment. And so it was very easy to call up Bill and say, hey, I'd like to test Pong here. And he said, sure, bring it in. We had just put it in a little box. It was about like this, with the kind of cash box that you see on kiddie rides, just glued to the side. And we actually placed the box on a barrel. And that was the very first Pong unit. We had put the first unit on test right in this very establishment, right over there. And that was when the famous story about the service call, and the service call being that the cash box had completely filled up and the quarters would backed up through the coin mech. True story. And when I heard that, I thought to myself, and I looked at all the money we had in the world, and it was just enough to make 11, so we bought the parts for 11, built up, and never looked back.
Pong was an instant sensation, spreading to arcades across the country. Arcades were already a thing, but only had old-school mecha non-digital games.
To put this in context, the idea that this may have a broader appeal was really because I was managing the games department at an amusement park summers. That's how I was putting myself through college. And it was very easy to see that the things that you could do with the computer were so much better than the stuff that I was able to put into the arcades. I mean, I can remember one arcade game that had nothing more than a rolling carpet with a little skier on a couple of rods. I mean, it was making big money. So, you know.
After that, it was right into our living rooms, marking a cultural shift where expectations for home entertainment would never be the same.
You're watching the most exciting game you will ever see on your TV set. Telstar by Coleco, with 3 different games. Telstar Tennis, with digital scoring, variable speeds. Telstar Hockey. Each player controls a goalie plus a forward on the other side. Oops, a goal. And Telstar Singles Handball, a game you play yourself. Telstar Handball, Tennis, Hockey, all 3 at an exciting low price. For great family fun, hitch your TV to a Telstar by Coleco.
It wasn't the very first video game, but it was the first video game to become a widespread public phenomenon, forever turning video games into part of everyday life.
One Games!